First reading. A reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 35, verses 4 to 7. And say to the faint hearted, be strong, do not be afraid. Here is your God. Vengeance is coming, divine retribution. He is coming to save you. Then the eyes of the blind will be opened, the ears of the deaf unsealed. Then the lame will leap like a deer, and the tongue of the dumb sing for joy. For water will gush in the desert and streams in the wastelands. The parched ground will become a marsh, and the thirsty land springs of water. Their lair, where the jackals used to live, will become plots of reed and papyrus. This is a word of Lord. Thanks be to God. Second reading. A reading from the book of James, chapter 2, verses 1 to 5. My brothers, do not let class distinction enter into your faith in Jesus Christ, our glorified Lord. Now, suppose a man comes into your synagogues, well dressed and with a gold ring on, and at the same time a poor man comes in shabby clothes, and you take notice of the well dressed man and say, come this way to the best seats. Then you tell the poor man, stand over there, or you can sit on the floor by my footrest. In making this distinction among yourselves, have you not used a corrupt standard? Listen, my dear brothers, it was those who were poor according to the world that God chose to be rich in faith and to be the heir to the kingdom which he promised to those who love him. This is the word of Lord. Thanks be to God. A reading from the Gospel according to Mark, chapter 7, verses 31 to 37. Returning from the territory of Tyre, he went by the way of Sidon towards the lake of Galilee, right through the Decapolis territory. And they brought him a deaf man who had an impediment in his speech. And they asked him to lay his hand on him. He took him aside to be by themselves, away from the crowd, put his fingers into the man's ears, and touched his tongue with spittle. Then, looking up to heaven, he signed and he said to him, Ephphatha, that is, be opened. And his ears were opened, and at once the impediment of his tongue was loosened, and he spoke clearly. And Jesus ordered them to tell no one about it, but the more he insisted, the more widely they proclaimed it. Their admiration was unbounded, and they said, everything he does is good. He makes the deaf hear and the dumb speak.